What's going on, bro?
Welcome to Hottest Cards of the Week, the weekly series where every Friday night we review the hottest modern Pokemon cards of the week, ladies and gentlemen. And this week we have I guess you could say a cool down, a very relaxing, let's all take a deep breath and enjoy the fact that not literally everything is landing on the moon this week. However, in this week's video, I'm going to bring up something I brought up way back in February, which is
Contenders versus pretenders.
That's me referring to illustration rares, which are something that is a high probability of being manipulated, as we know, earlier in the year. And this week, we have a combination of legitimately loved, very healthy IRs going up in value, mixed in with super duper pumped IRs to the moon, like that aren't super maybe so much loved. So I'm going to bring that up, the concept of being able to identify a solid card at a solid price that's uptrending, versus an illustration rare that's just shooting up to the moon that's gonna go right back down and land in the Pacific Ocean somewhere, okay? Also, I made a whole video about Black Bolt and White Flare a couple nights ago getting highly targeted for manipulation.
Pokepositivity September is now officially over.
And yes, I am someone who barely has over 10,000 subs, but I do giveaways that are like basically even just as good or better than Poke Rev. And because of that, you get people like Never Cold 808, who just won another major giveaway. Yes, he did. Never Cold 808. You won the Card Party themed Poke Beard Mimic Brew Duo giveaway, Prismatic Evolution style. Chris Denny, you won the Card Party Custom Rayquaza Winter Card and the First Edition Team Rockets Meowth Derpy Q. Okay, let's get
Do it.
Alright, strap it in and buckle up, Buttercup. I'm going to speak fast tonight. I want to see if I can get this under a half hour. Alright, here we go. Mega Lucario EX Mega Hyper Rarity Tier. Look at this. So Mega Lucario Mega Hyper Rarity Tier EX went from $540, was as low after release. It is now up to $723. And real quick, I just want to give a massive shout out to Danny Phantom. About, I don't know, 2 hours ago, he made a comment on my recent Card Party upload saying, hey, you're the best, I love you. I saw this man spend $600, $700 on these gold cards, all in an effort just to spend thousands of dollars to give it away, all of it away to one of you guys. His master set giveaways that guy does every single set that comes out. It's one thing to know he's spending a ton of money and just giving it all away to his fan base and his viewers, but to see him and hold hundreds of dollars that Danny Phantom owns and give it to a vendor to, you know, I'm just saying you guys got to give shout out to Danny Phantom. He gives away thousands upon thousands of dollars of his own money right into master sets every 3 months. It was a pleasure to help Danny Phantom because I watched him buy all this stuff. All right, now we're going to speed it up. So here we go. Mega Lucario EX Bang, $723. Moving along to Mega Venusaur EX SIR, which at release, ladies and gentlemen, it hit a low of $205, and over the last 2 weeks, it's gone up $30. So it's actually up 16% on the 30-day chart with 3 weeks, whatever. Ceruledge EX. This is a regular EX. I'm always trying to give you guys as much value on this weekly series as possible. And if you're sitting on 2 or 3 of these in your bulk or whatever, guess what? You can now trade in Ceruledge from Surging Sparks for $8 trading credit. When Surging Sparks came out, this Ceruledge EX was very playable, so I have to imagine this has something to do with the TCG. But Ceruledge EX was $2 last week. It is currently $8. So if you have Ceruledge EX or a bunch of these, consider selling them quickly so you can get some extra money to trade in to help your collecting goals. Okay, moving along. Chansey. Here is what I would consider a absolute contender, not a pretender. This is one of those cards I was talking about. So on the 1 year, you have Chansey right here in January, February, did the thing. It lost about half its value, and now it is way up higher than ever, up 480% on the year. Chansey from Twilight Gatorade is at an all-time high of $48. And yes, I consider Chansey a contender, not a pretender. Arbok, here's another contender. So from the Forces of Temporal, it's just $12 to almost $16 in the last 2 weeks, with a 1 year low of $6, a 1 year high of $22, and a current of $15. So you can see some positive uptrend going towards that high in February for Charbak. Yeah, Greavard. Here's another one. I literally, oh, my face is sweating. Greavard, this is another one. I tried to put, so here's what I'm doing here. This is what I guess you can say it was a pretender that I think is becoming a contender, because it has pretender characteristics here, but we're doing this again. And there's something about this one where I skew towards this might be real this time. No, I do not expect it to hold. I expect it to go back down to 20, but then I expect Griever to be a $20 plus IR on the reg. And that is from Scarlet and Violet base set. T-Tar, another contender. We are now at an all-time high from Paldear. On the 1 year, it was always an expensive IR. Now it is twice as expensive IR. Will it hold 80? It might go down to 70 or 60, but this is definitely, I would say, a contender. Bang, Sawsbuck. This is another contender. This is a card that has been expensive in the past, and it was always kind of just a little more expensive for a Temporal Forces illustration rare. It has connected artworks with Deerling. Anything that has a connected artwork in the Scarlet and Violet era tends to do better than just in general. It's a huge buff. So if you are looking into a card that is any bit which way tells a story in the Scarlet and Violet era, there's a good chance that it's doing better than other cards that aren't. So Sawsbuck and Deerling are both very expensive, and Sawsbuck is getting more expensive. Moving along. Latios, here's another contender. This is the Chase IR from Splurging Sparks. It had a high at release of, about 50, but it was mainly like 40. Recently, it hit a low of about, let's go back here. It hit a low of $23 for Surging Sparks Latios, but it is back up to 32, and it's right at it. It's 33, 32 is where it's at. Misty's Lapras, we got a chain, a big long chain, the Destin one. Destin Rivals coming up right here and now. Misty's Lapras is at a new all-time high. I'm just gonna show you the 6-month, 3-month chart. There you go. So I have very delay reaction. I'm someone who thought it was surprising that Misty's Lapras was sitting here at $30 for as long as it was, given the fact, some of the other IRs. So there you go. It's at $42, all-time high. That is up, how much is it? 30% on the 30-day chart. Moving along to Ethan's Ho-Oh. 2 Ethan cards in a row we're about to look at. On the 1 month, 190 up to an all-time high of 240 for Ethan's Ho-Oh SIR. Now Ethan's Adventure SIR, which I just bought yesterday for $60, is up to $62. So it came out, let me show you this real quick. It was a very stable $40 to $45 SIR. And then just in the last 2 weeks, it has gone up almost $20 right there. Ethan's Adventure. Moving along. Team Rocket's Nidoking. This was pretty solid and stable around $100 at release. Yeah, and then gradual uptrend. It hit the high, and then it went down, and it bounced, and now it's up to almost $140. Team Rocket's Nidoking X is $137. Okay, Moonbryon is now at an all-time high. This is a 1-year chart. Let's go to the 1-month chart. So on the 1 month, it was at $21.19. Now it's up to $22.80, almost $2,300 for the first time ever. Moving along, Aerodactyl V from the LO. Brought this up a week and a half ago was when I had my last hottest cards of the week. So some of these, whatever. So let's go to 1 month. We had 140 and we are up to 180. And Aerodactyl V from the LO on the 1 year is a 93 low with a previous high of 145, and its new all-time high is right here and now, $181. Origin Form Palkia V, another Altar V. This one from the Radiant one, the Astral Radiant one. We had a low of 70 up to 87, but way more impressive here. We have a low of 38 on the 1 year with a current high of almost $90. $87.21. Once again, that is Origin Form Palkia V from the Radiant one. Now we got I believe a couple of Prismatic Evolutions SIRs. So Sylveon right here on the 1 month is 300 up to almost 400. We are at 391, and we're gonna zoom back just a little bit more. So as you can see right here, its essential all-time high is 560. We're not counting pre-release, so we had a high of 560, a low of 300, and now we're at almost 400. Moving along to the Espeon. Go look at the same chart real quick, the 1 year chart for Espeon. Hit a high of 422, a recent low of 200, bounced off the 200, and now Espeon SIR is $240. Moving along, Ceruledge, the card I accidentally paid $200 for. It's one of my bigger mistakes. Hit a high of 240, and that's when I was feeling good. And then hit a low of 92, and now Ceruledge is back up to almost $120. And on the 30-day chart, it's all in the last 2 weeks. It went from $93 up to basically $120, $118. Moving along, Alakazam EX Secret Rare. We got a couple of Secret Rares we're gonna look at. I think it was a couple weeks ago I made a series of undervalued cards in Pokepocalypse 2025. This is a Secret Rare I highlighted that I said I was shocked it's still only $100. And now times have changed and is now $133. So sorry if I had anything to do with that. I doubt it. But let's be honest, 112 to 130. This card's going to be 160 and 170 here in a couple months. So yeah, if you find a near mint copy, definitely secure yourself that card. Medium play, whatever, that's dime a dozen. Same with this. Medium play, it's a dime a dozen. You find this one right here, this secret rare from Breakpoint, Gyarados EX, in near mint, and it's on the TCG Player near mint price, you should probably buy it. Very hard to find these secret rares from X and Y in near mint raw condition these days in the year 2025. To whatever to 240. Let me look. It's 50 up to 250, so massive gains on the 1 year, up 371%. And again, that is Gyarados EX secret rare from Breakpoint and Alakazam secret rare from Fates Collide. And okay, now we're going back to just why don't you go on a journey with me? Why don't you? Lily's Clefairy EX is at a new, not all-time high, but since release high. So it hit the big time low. Let's go to 6-month chart on Lily's Clefairy EX SIR from Journey Together. 126 was its recent low, now it's up to $170. Team Magma's Groudon and Team Magma's Kyogre. We're going to look at both of these. These just hit new all-time highs. One is $422. The other one is $424. So they are very matched up. It used to always be the blue one was about $100 more than the red one. But there you go, Mewtwo Shining Legends. Mewtwo, new all-time high, $518 for Mewtwo from Shining Legends. Mew EX, the Radiant one from the most Radiant Legendary Treasures. This is about to be $200 right here. Not surprised about this one either. You should not be. Okay, so now after this, we are going to do promos. Then I'm going to do like the popular stuff. Alt Arts is, you know, what I usually do. But I just brought up Clobbopus right here and Tynamo right here. So both of these I brought up in my video like 2 nights ago about Black Bolt and White Flare having abysmal gem rates, and that a lot of Black Bolt and White Flare IRs, one, because of lack of supply to combat, you know, pumping, they're going to get pumped a lot, okay? That, obviously, Clobbopus is not a Black Bolt and White Flare, but Tynamo is, and you're going to see a lot of them. We're going to get the Black Bolt and White Flare. You can just look at my thumbnail. A lot of stuff going on here. The point is, okay, so here, let me just back up. Clobbopus, this is a pretender. There's a lot of pretenders, okay? It is what it is. I like this card, but it's a pretender. And there's a lot of this going on, this chart, but with Black Bolt and White Flare IRs right now. So be very careful, and I'll talk about that more in the future. I just wanted to show you guys Clobbopus and a lot of other artist-related, you know, pumps are going on. Whereas Black Bolt and White Flare, it's more a lack of, you know, they're going to stick a little better than some of these other set pumps going on. All right, let's right now get into promos and then all the speed runs. Alrighty, promos, here we go. Not a ton, but I thought it'd only be appropriate to give King Gambit, you know, a little time to shine, put him right in the front. King Gambit on the 90 days from $2 up to an all-time high of right here and now. Well, that's a lie. $7.50 is $1 off his all-time high from Shredded Fumble. So King Gambit IR promo, $6.50. Pikachu VMAX, my favorite. I have always said, just right in front of Snorlax, which is everyone's favorite VMAX, this Chonkachu has always been my favorite, even when it was $1. And it is now a $20 Celebrations promo, ladies and gentlemen. And again, this is a $3 on the 1 year. It is now $20. So Pikachu VMAX Chonkachu from Celebrations, doing good, $20. I'm mad a little bit. I wish I bought more of them. Pikachu with gray felt hat. Pikachu, this, I won't say it. It is fantastic. Just exquisite work of art right here. Is at an all-time high of $572. Moving along, Mewtwo and Mew GX, a lot of people's favorite tag team promo, and just favorite tag team in general. This is a new all-time high, just cracked over $300. That is $306 for Mewtwo and Mew. Lance's Charizard and Dark Sylveon. Because I had a week and a half off, they're up, so I think I talked about both these a week and a half ago. But I just wanted to just show you again. Lance's Charizard has a huge move and is now down off its high and is at 1524. Dark Sylveon, same exact thing. Had a big move up to 20, now it's down off its high and is at 1567. Just FYI for those two. Blastoise EX from X and Y. One of the Kanto those 4 boxes with Pikachu sitting at like 230 in the lead. Blastoise is almost up to 200, 194. Moving along, Pikachu. Okay, so both of these, there's the General Mill one, which I brought up, I guess, a week and a half ago. That hit a high of 11 and is now down to 673, but I wanted to show you this one. This one is new. This one that looks exactly like it. So this one is 39, Sword and Shield 39 Black Star promo. And doesn't have the celebration stamp on it, but this one just went from 6 or 7 up to 11 and is right here now at its all-time high. So the General Mills, is now expensive but bleeding, whereas this one is right now up to where it was last week. Snorlax, this is a regular Cosmofoil Scarlet and Violet promo. I think this was the Twilight Masquerade, either single or 3-pack blister. I think it was the 3-pack blister from Twilight Gatorade. But on the 1 month, it is from $4 up to $7.08. And again, there's a lot of Scarlet and Violet Black Star Cosmofoil promos. Expect a small handful of them to do very well. Not all of them, but some of them, like Snorlax right here. Absolutely, do not be surprised. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Pokemon Center exclusive promos. And so we're just going to look through here real quick. I did notice that Pikachu, I guess, would be the highlight one to look at right now because it's $140, which feels to me like an all-time high. And yes, it is. $141 from Paldea or Pikachu. Pokemon Center promo. Team Rocket Wobbuffet looks to me like an all-time high. Yeah, it is. So Team Rocket's Wobbuffet is even more expensive at $160. Do you know why? It's because it's tied to Destined Rivals, which is a really, really good set. So it doesn't matter what the promo is, Team Rocket's Wobbuffet's going to do amazing. And you know what? Wobbuffet needs a little more love to begin with. Let's be honest. You go down here, let's look at some more of this stuff. We got Lechonka Mania still at 18. I did notice, I think a lot of people thought Riolu was going to be more as far as the Riolu and Alakazam Megas. Whereas Riolu right here is at $76 and Alakazam is already at $108. So the Alakazam specific, not the Riolu, is doing better between those two. And other than that, that's basically all I got for promos this week. So alright, let's look at Crown Zenith, Alt Arts, Trainer Galleries, and SV Speedrun. Let's get to it. Alright, here we go. Speedrun time. Crown Zenith, Trainer Galleries, Alt Arts, and all the Scarlet Violet. Then we're going to end with Mega Evolution. Okay, here we go. Crown Zenith. You can clearly see Giratina V-Star is doing amazing at 220. You can see Mewtwo is holding over 200. Even Arceus is essentially right at its all-time high. So basically, if it's a Crown Zenith card, it's doing very well. Nothing sticking out egregiously over the last 2 weeks. A lot of this was already up pretty high. We see Simisear up here, Zacian V up here, both over 20 now. Very good. See Zeraora making a little move upright, and we see Lapras and Latias kind of leveling out around $15, whereas both those yellow borders had hit $20 a week and a half ago. Let's go ahead and move along. Trainer Gallery, one of the most successful subsets right now, just rolling. We got Rayquaza VMAX, $140. We got Starmie starting to wiggle its way back up to its all-time high, which is $108, so it's right there. Starmie V from Astral. Umbreon VMAX right at its all-time high. Pikachu VMAX, a new all-time high. Same for Pikachu V, a new all-time high. Mimikyu V looking real good, almost $60 right here. That's very, very good for Mimikyu V. Big time uptrend. Mimikyu VMAX, same thing. This was $30-40 just a couple weeks ago. We're seeing Gengar cool off. Maybe, is Gengar cooling off a little? There's so many Gengar cards. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I'm getting all my Gengars that just landed on the moon over the last month mixed together. So Gengar cooling off a little there. But then we also see a lot of Lost Origin cards doing really, really well from the Trainer Gallery. Such as Pikachu right here. Charizard right here at 18. The black and gold cards are doing fantastic. And again, this entire page, we're at $15 still when we go to page 2. So I'm not going to go to page 2 right now. Just know that's a lot of value being baked in down low. Okay, so Alt Arts, the VMAXs, we already talked about Moonbreon. Gengar is basically at its all-time high right here. Rayquaza's all-time high is 700 something, so Rayquaza's still not quite there. Sylveon VMAX is almost $400 again. Looks like Blaziken's wiggling up. But then all these guys kind of, yeah, $250 for Mew VMAX. Very freaking all-time high right there. Alright, to the Vs, this is where it gets really interesting. Okay, so Umbreon at 617. It was actually there last week. Dragonite, same thing. It looks like a lot of these shot way up, and they're just kind of stabling up right where they shot all the way up to, up here at the top. Because we have Umbreon really, the first time we ever seen a card challenge Giratina V as the most expensive V. And the fact that these aren't even $15 apart is very interesting. So will Giratina V maintain its dominance, or will Umbreon V, you know, just another boring Moonbreon card, take the lead on everything? I don't know. Aerodactyl V, very good. Moltres, it's tapped 200 a couple times in the past. Down here is where we're building value, just like the trainer galleries, such as Origin Form Palkia, Mewtwo V, Galarian Articuno at 75, Noivern at 70. They're all very good for these cards. $70 for Dialga, 67 for Arceus, looks like it's cooling off just a little. Zeraora V right here from Chili Willy, up to 60. A lot of these, probably consider buying them sooner than later in case they do make that next step up and become $100 Alt Art Vs. Alright, moving along to the Scarlet Nevada speedrun. Okay, here we go. So we got $60 for Gardevoir, Drowsy. Greavard's the big one this week. Look at Greavard at $30. Riolu is cooling off just a little, but still $26 for Riolu is very, very good. Miraidon, where you at? Miraidon's 27 bucks. That's right where it's been. Everything else looks pretty boring. Moving along to Paldeir. So $80. T-Tar just put a big $20 bill over Mousehold's head, so that's interesting because all three of these were sitting at the same price 2 weeks ago. Tinkaton building support in the $30 range for essentially the first time ever. It's been up here before, but fell right back down to 20. So Tinkaton being up at 30 again, good for Tinkaton. Skeletor's 25, solid. Nope. Alright, moving along. Let's go to Obsidian Limes, where Gloom's doing good, Ninetales doing good. All these IRs are doing pretty good, but they're the same IRs that are always doing good. So it's Ninetales, Clef, and Gloom doing solid. Caesar, same thing. Everything else, it kind of falls off. By the way, SIR Zardy Boy cracked under 100 with a recent high of 120 last week. So there's that. And what are you getting for Arvin this week? We're still getting $3 for Arvin. Okay, moving along. Let's go to 151, where we see Blastoise is almost $100. Excellent. Let's look at the Blastoise chart real quick, guys. Blastoise is sitting right at its all-time high. Right there. Good for you, Blasty boy. Same with Zapdos. Pretty much same. All the Kantos, SIRs are sitting right at their all-time highs. Even Alakazam itself, right here, doing good. They're very good. $60 for Alakazam EX is very, very good. Charizard Full Art doing very good at $35. Psyduck holding 25. Dragonair holding 20 right here. Okay, Poliwhirl for the millionth time is back over $20. Not seeing anything else. Moving on to the Rift. Groudon's almost $100 again. Alteria's $45 again. Morpeko's still over $40. Anything else look interesting down here? You know, Plusle and Minun, both 25 bucks a pop again. So there you go, Plusle and Minun. More proof of connected artworks. Doing good, almost regardless of what Pokemon they're talking about. So these two connected artworks doing very good, just like Deerling and Sawsbuck from Temporal, like I brought up earlier. Doopa-doo. Yeah, moving along to the Fates of Paldeir. 640. Bubble Mew has been very stable at its high. Charizard has been destroying Chonky Boy from 151, still over 300, whereas Chonky Boy fell under 300. Gardevoir's doing just as good as ever. Pikachu's doing solid. Everything else looks pretty meh. Ditto holding 20 bucks. Good for you, Ditto. Okay, the Forces of Temporal, we have Ghastly still at $60. Very good, but the Ancients and the Futures, they're kind of not doing too much. Litten's back over $20. Metagross is back over $20. Deerling, like I said, is back over $20. And Arbok, I brought up earlier. Okay, Lickitung, 12 bucks. Moving along. Twilight Gatorade. So, Perrin doing good like always. Carmine doing 70 like always. Greninja kind of right where it was last week. Chansey doing amazing, almost a $50 IR. Wow. And that's pretty much the story of the week, other than you can see Growlithe is back over 15 right here. And again, Growlithe is a connected IR. Artwork to who? Perrin. So whoa, Perrin's doing good. Growlithe's doing alright. Okay. Bang. Shredded Fumble. Wooden Bowl still in the lead. Okay. Houndoom still under 40. Kitty still over 40. Monkey Dory right at 25 per usual. Pheasantipity is doing amazing. Literally the most consistently playable sought after card since release. Like all the Pheasantipities, I've never seen a playable card maintain its need and popularity and playability for genuinely a year straight. I'm not even a TCG player, and I know Pheasantipity has been one of the most successful playable cards of all time. Because Pheasantipity has never dipped. It has always been expensive. Alright, moving along. Bang. Stellar Not So Frown. Okay, 80 bucks for Squirtle. Good for you. What else? What else? All I see is decent value pickups in this set. This set is the economy pickup set. Like, holy crap. Everything's cheap. But Bulbasaur, Squirtle, literally, you buy the top 3, top 4, you're kind of good. Hydrapple's so solid, though. Lacey's so solid. The fact that you can buy the top 6 cards for not very much at all and call it good. Very good, value for Stellar Crown right now. Splurging Sparks, Pikachu 350, okay. Gold Pikachu definitely uptrending. Trying to think here. Other than Latios, IR, Gold Pika, a little bit of these two. Not a ton, okay. Obviously, we have the Clobbopus manipulation going on. We have Cerulege down here. You get $8 for. Very solid. Mesprit's 10 bucks again. Nothing too crazy. Moving along. Alright, Prismatic. So Roaring Moon, thankfully, is still under 300, but the top 4 are doing very well. The top 5 are doing very well. Vaporeon Glaceon still under 200. Good, good. I would expect Vaporeon Glaceon to go back over 200. Maybe even Flareon. Maybe the top 8 will all be over 200. I don't know. Kind of scary. The Master Ball is still sitting at 80. That's good news. At least the Master Ball is not taking off. Alright, why don't you take a journey with me? Why don't you? Lily's Clefairy crushing it. Everything else seems to be fairly stable. Yeah, a lot of stability. I just bought Volcanion EX SIR and Hopzation in the last 2 weeks. I bought both of these SIRs. Lily's Rabombe, a little bit upwards. Not really. Let's go to the Destin one. Okay, so Destin Rivals, all kinds of stuff doing good. Alright, basically everything on top doing good. Basically everything in the second row doing very good. Basically everything in the third row, including Arvin's Mabostiff SIR, doing very good. Lapras doing good. Yanmega SIR doing very good, $40. Ethan's Typhlosion, I saw a couple random copies that weren't well centered, so I didn't take a very good look at it when the set first came out, but man, I just bought 2 Ethan's Typhlosions in the last few days. Ethan's Typhlosion, when you get it in your hand, you look at a near mint copy, it is an impressive looking IR. The shine, the streaks, it almost feels like an SIR. I'm happy I bought my 2 Ethan's Typhlosions for under $40, but Ethan's Typhlosion is a good one, for sure. I never gave it enough credit. Other than that, Cynthia's Roserade is tapping 20 and feeling good about 20. Moving along, Black Bolt and White Flare. Seismitoad is just 10 bucks, 20 bucks under its all-time high. Solosis is, coming back down off its pump. However, again, like I said, a lot of these aren't going to fall all the way back down. They're going to do this kind of scenario where they hold a lot of value. Simply put, just because, they're not the most abundant IRs to restock and combat the pumping. So Solosis down big, but again, Solosis will probably hold a little. Amoonguss, Tynamo, same thing for these two. Huge uptrends just in the last week or two. Pumpy, pumpy. Cubchoo, same thing right here. Pumpy, pumpy. Palpitoad, same thing right here. Pumpy, pumpy. Other than that, let's see. Zekrom EXSIR is doing very good. The red Victini is doing very good. White Flare. Reshram's doing very good. Hydreigon's doing very good. Samurott is doing very good. Zoroark is doing very good. Chandelure and Oshawott are doing very good. Virizion, very good. Vanillux, very good. But we do have somewhere down here a little pumpy pumpy. We have a little bit of the Ducklet, because Ducklet just shot up. Point is, just be careful, guys. Be careful and be timely and be smart when you're buying Black Bolt and White Flare, especially if you're master setting like me. There's a lot of traps, a lot of booby traps involved with Black Bolt and White Flare right now. Okay, here we go. We're ending on Mega and we're done. So literally, here's what I'm talking about. Mega Gardevoir right here at $300. It was 3 or 4 days ago. Danny Phantom handed me $600 cash and had me go buy this card for him. So what I'm saying is Danny Phantom knows that he is overspending on money to give away these master sets as fast as he can. And if Danny just waited a week, he would save almost $1,000+. But he just likes to get it done. So anyway, every card you can see here from 700 to 300 to 300, that's real money somebody spent just to give a master set away. And again, I just want to give that man credit because he spent all this money and he's giving away this set right now. Mega Evolution, here we go. Mega Gardevoir doing great. Mega Lucario SIR is uptrending. Mega Venusaur, I should have brought it up earlier, doing good. Lily's Determination is down a little. Marshadow at $40. It was $80 last week. This is what I'm talking about. Marshadow, you should know that that was going to go down. One, because it's a regular pull rate IR type set, not a weird scenario like Black Bolt and White Flare. But on top of that, Mega Evolution, the entire Mega era has severely nerfed IRs. They're 1 in 8. They are not 1 in 12. This makes a massive difference. Everyone should have known Marshadow was going to tank, whereas Seismitoad not so much, okay? So Marshadow at 40 bucks, very predictable. All right, let's go down a little more. Shuckle's good. Yeah, okay, so where's the Temu Donald Trump Gumshoes? He's like down to 14 or something. Is he even less? We gotta look at Gumshoes. Where's Oh, he's right there, 12 bucks. So like Gumshoes, that's another one. It went up to like 25, now it's down to 12. Why? Because there's 200 Gumshoes available, guys. 200 Gumshoes already on the market. Go look at every Black Bolt and White Flare. You get 20, 30, 40, 10 at most. That is why Gumshoes tanks. That is why Marshadow tanks. You have 180 Gumshoe or 180 Marshadows. The hit rates, the IR, the size of the set, when it comes to manipulation, it does matter. That's why people like me and people like Danny Phantom bring it up a lot. And no matter how much somebody like a Possum Bud tells you that doesn't matter, well, guess what? It does matter. Sorry, bro. All right, that's it. Outro time. Alright, you made it to the end of the video. Please, right here and now, this is where I remind you to give me all of your hype. You hit the like button, and then you subscribe, and you leave a comment. And this helps me continue to do this forever. And yeah, because I like doing it, and I like to see it do well. And I want you to do well, and I want me to do well. So go ahead and give me all your hype. Hit the like, leave a comment. I'll go ahead and respond as I always do. And if you're going to a card show this week, again, be careful. Use the things to your advantage. Maybe make a little money if you can, but don't lose yourself a little money buying things that are getting pumped, okay? So anyway, have a good weekend. I will see you guys probably on Tuesday night, and yeah.
Deuces.
Tips and tricks, he's got the flow. Master of moves, you gotta know. Every card pack, every fight. With Mimic Brew, you light the night. Gotta watch them all to catch 'em all with Mimic Brew.